Hello everyone, I am Abdurrahman, a technical artist, and in this video, I want to show you how to use the stairs generator add-on, which is available on Blender Market with this file. Okay, so we're going to start with a plane, and let me just raise it up by a small value. Then I want to extrude it. I want to create a path so the stairs can be generated on. Okay. So here we have landing. Like you can just do any shape you want, okay? So let me just do something like this, for example, and maybe this one like this. Yeah. Then all we have to do is let me just turn on the gizmos. Uh, the overlays, not the gizmo. Anyway, convert to stairs. It's that easy, okay? So in case you want to remove the handrails, all you have to do inside edit mode. Let me just close the materials. Inside of the edit mode, all you have to do is to select the edges you want to remove the handrails from and click the remove handrails button. In case you had this issue, just click on the remove on the edge connected to this one, to the edges. Yeah. Okay. So yep, that's it. What else? Okay. So let me just add some materials. For the nose, we have the marble material. For the steps, we have this material. I don't know what is this. I randomly created this one. Okay, so here we go. We have some materials. Sadly, the stairs are not UV unwrapped. Okay, but for later versions, I'm going to do that. Okay, like for version 2, I'm preparing for something big. Anyway, we have custom assets. Okay, so what are those? What are the custom assets? So as you can see in here, I have two collections. One called handrails, which is this one, this object. Make sure the object is high dense. Okay, as we can see, we have a lot of geometry on this. So by selecting this object, which is called handrails, like this, okay, as you can see, now we have those handrails. Okay, make sure that your handrails, the source object, as you can see, let me just turn it on, is facing the x-axis. Okay, because if you rotated it, you're going to end up with some weird stuff. Now let me just select this one. You're going to end up with some weird stuff, as you can see. So yep, I just want to say that. Okay, next we have the steps. Okay, which is another collection with those small steps. All you have to do, custom assets, steps, and select the collection, and they are going to be generated randomly. So yeah, like if we have any other object, for example an empty object, if you want to remove some, okay, we have some random stuff going on. Okay, so they're going to be randomly distributed, and if you want to just, for example, fill those, duplicate this, here we go. Okay, yep, that's for the custom steps, and the landings are going to have the same material that you applied to at the beginning. Okay, so yep, let me just remove the custom assets because why not? Okay, and let me just hide this collection. So next, let's go to properties, and in here we have the thread length, stringer, all the stuff. The thread length is not going to be perfect unless the length of the byte, I don't know what is its name in English. This distance, okay, the distance that the stairs are going to be generated on. Let me just turn on the annotations. It's hidden, right? Okay, so if this distance is not a multiplier of the thread length, then you're going to end up with different thread length. It's going to be close to the value, but it's not going to be the exact value. So for example, in my case, okay, it's 0.3, 0.03, and we have a nose depth of 0.1. So logically, we should have 0.31, but is it going to be 0.31? The answer is no. as we can see, it's 0.32 or yeah, 0.327, and that's because the flight length is not the multiplier of the trade length. Okay, so if you want to do something like this, sorry for the notification sound. Yeah, if you want to fix that, okay, you can, for example, let me just delete this, remove vertices, extrude it 2.4 to the x minus 2.4, move it up, and it's not going to be 0.3. Okay, I'm going to tell you why in a second. Maybe it's going to be, yeah, as you can see, and that's because some float error stuff in Blender. So just add like something like this. Okay, maybe. Okay, and then logically it should work. I'm not really sure why it's not working. Is it 2.4? Let me just hide this. Go to item 4.4, star generator 3.1. Nose depth is, yeah, it should work. Just raise it up like in a meter. Is it increase it or decrease it? Let me just check 0.299. Yep, I believe it's decreasing it. So now, yeah, it's working. Okay. So that's because of some floater stuff in Blender, because the float in Blender is calculated like 9 decimals or something like this. And when storing it in the code, it's going to be 12 decimals, I believe. I'm not pretty sure. Anyway, so for the stringer, let me just turn off the nose height because we want to measure it correctly. So when it's going to be perpendicular, as you can see, it's a perfect value, as you can see. And if you want, you can stick it to the ground, which is a nice feature. Then we have the nose height, which is going to be perfect, as I said. No, I didn't say that, but yeah, it's going to be perfect. Like it's 0.02 and now it's 0.02. The nose depth is the same if we want to measure it. Like, how can I just reach this point? Okay, yeah, it's 0.01. Okay, the handrails height are going to be the handrail height plus the radius. As you can see, we have handrail radius. So it's going to be from here, like the middle of the loop, the circle, okay, down to the rail, the rail that we created, the path. Yeah, this distance is going to be the 0.9 meters. Then what do we have? The handrails offset in case you want to offset your handrails. Okay. Then we have the handrail spacing, which is the distance between the rails. Okay. And the radius. Okay. Then we have the cut precision, which is the cool stuff. That's what makes my star generator cool. Okay. So let's say that you want to create stars in a weird way, something like this. As we can see, the star fixed itself to create this landing, okay, which is really cool. So you can increase the cut precision, which is going to make it a perfect 90-degree angle, okay. If you want to calculate this edge after increasing this value, you're going to find it's a perfect 90-degree, okay. Decreasing it down to 0 is going to give you the ability to create any weird random looking stars. And yeah, that's it. It's very easy to use. Okay, so let me just show you some cool stuff that you can do when having the cut precision down to 0. Okay, so you can, for example, select the entire plane, extrude it down, then scale it up. And as we can see, okay, we created a pyramid. So increasing the cut precision is going to cause, yeah, as you can see, because the faces are connected and this thing is not architecturally logical, I think, I don't know. So that's why the cut precision is not recommended when creating stuff like this. So in case you had the faces like this, something like this, okay? Hold on. As you can see, the faces are been the steps are generated in the wrong direction. Instead of going this direction, they are going this direction. Okay, so that's why I made the debug button, because in some very rare cases you're going to run with this issue. Select the face, click the debug button, and that's it. Okay, so let me just debug this one, and here we go. What else? Yeah, let me just add another stair object. Okay, this time I'm going to show you that you can even generate curves or convert curves into stairs. As you can see, this one's not being generated in here because it's a perpendicular to the ground. Moving it like this is going to fix the issue. Okay, so instead of using the materials, I'm going to use the custom assets. We have in here the handrails and the steps. Okay, so as you can see, because we made an empty object inside of here, we're having some spaces. Anyway, so what I want to show you is, hold on, I believe it's not going to work with curves. Instead, it should work with the mesh objects. Yep. Okay. So let's convert this into a mesh object. As we can see, we have the rotate button, which is going to rotate your instances. So by selecting a face, you can rotate them. Okay. And they're going to be rotated like 45 degree or something like this. I'm not pretty sure. I don't remember what it was. Okay, but it's going to rotate them. So in case you want to rotate your stairs, you have the ability to do that. What else? Yeah, that's it. For the file, this file I'm using with the grid and everything is going to be available with the zip file for the tool. Okay, and inside of this file we have this spiral one where I made a spiral curve object. Okay, spiral curve modifier. So you can use it to create spiral stairs if you want to increase the radius. Okay, or for example the rotations, but increasing it too much is going to flatten the stairs because the razor of the stair is going to be very small. Let me just increase it a little. I want to show you that. As you can see, so don't increase it too much if the height is small. Okay, like if you want to increase the rotations, you have to increase the height with it. Okay, then we have the start radius, which is the inner radius. Okay, but don't decrease it too much. Okay, as you can see, some weird stuff are happening. Anyway, so this is going to be available in the file, and there are lastly two stuff I want to show you. First, let me just convert this into stairs. If you want to control the radius or the width of the stair, just Alt S. Like it's going to be the same radius as the curve. Okay, so playing with the curve radius is going to change the width. And another cool thing I made. Hold on, let me just switch the screen into normal recording. Go into edit preferences. Okay, so go into preferences on the stairs generator. We have the defaults. So changing this value is going to be your default value when using the tool again. So for example, if I want to, for example, say 0.28, the stringer, this one's going to be hard to measure, but the stringer, for example, is going to be 0.9, which is too much. Okay, stick it to the ground. Okay, the handrails down to 0, for example, which is going to do some cool stuff. Okay, save, close this file, open new file. Okay, hold on a second until it loads. Okay, so in here, let me just delete this and remove the bottom face, extrude this one, convert to stairs. As you can see, it's stuck to the ground. Okay, moving this a little, or maybe I have to create a landing in here. This down, yeah, something like this. Okay, so that's the stairs with the new settings. Okay, Another thing I want to show you, I forgot. So if you have the hundreds height 0, you're going to remove them, okay, entirely. And if you have the stringer down to 0, you're going to have the nose, okay, the nose object. Even if for some reason you want to set the nose height down to 0, it's going to be 0. But when having the stringer value, any small value, okay, you're going to delete the nose height, which is logic, right? Okay. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. As I said, this file is going to be available, and enjoy your day. Goodbye.